We're ready.
So, hi, I'm Anais, and how many of you know what a rebozo is? Okay, well, if you don't know, this is a rebozo. It's like a scarf, kind of. So a rebozo is a garment worn by Mexican women, and I own them, my family owns them, and it's mostly seen like in fashion now, but it's also used for like practical uses, like some women use them to carry their children. So obviously you need a bigger, more sturdy one if you're going to be doing that. So I believe that learning about the rebozo helps us understand Mexican history from colonization to contemporary day. And so I'm going to be focusing on the history of the rebozo and how it's used today by contemporary Mexican women. So the rebozo is a symbol for Mexican culture, but also mainly indigenous people, since it was usually indigenous women who would use them. There's no history of them existing in pre-colonial Mexico, so it represents mestizo culture, which is a mixing of the Spanish culture and indigenous culture. And they're usually made of different materials. Some are embroidered, some have feathers on them from like peacocks or other birds native to Mexico. They can be different colors or just one solid color like this one. And so they also vary across states. So a rebozo that you find in like Michoacan won't be the same rebozo that you find in Jalisco, because they usually represent regional pride. So they usually like have something embroidered that represents the state. Today, rural women will usually use them to carry their children and still do their work, just like walking around, cleaning around the house, or like whatever else they need to do. And women in more urban areas usually use them to go out to like parties, or if they're gonna go out, walk around in like the city. The best example for urban women using it is Frida Kahlo, and she was photographed with different rebozos for her Vogue shoot that was done. So that was shown around the world, so the rebozos were shown worldwide. Today, it's a symbol of pride. So usually sales of rebozos increase in the month of September, since that's the month where Mexico's Independence Day is, the 16th, so sales will usually increase. However, sales have been decreasing as Mexico becomes more Americanized and the culture isn't as, like, people aren't taking so much pride in their culture anymore. They want to be more American, so they don't use them as much. I identify with this culture first because I'm Mexican, and also because I've seen a lot of women in my family use it, so it's like an important part of keeping our Mexican pride. And I hope that you have learned something about the rebozo and how it represents Mexico, and mainly mestizo culture. Like, it represents the mixing of Spanish culture with the indigenous culture that existed already. And I want to finish with a quote from, I actually found an ode to a rebozo by Gregorio de Gante. This was written during Mexico's fight for independence. And it says, "Beloved rebozo of my homeland, you hold the comforting warmth of my home. You deserve that I sing you a corrido or write a song of praise to you." Thank you.